Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Trevor's Tabletop. I'm Zach.
I'm Mac.
And I'm Pepper.
And today we're continuing on with our top 60 games of all time with number 50 through 41. Is that what it is?
That's where we're at.
Our second set of games here. And so you can go back and check out, we're going through 60 this year, so you can go back and check that video out, along with a giveaway video. We are doing a giveaway alongside this, so it'll go on for the next, it'll be 5-6 weeks after this video is released, and you can check out the giveaway video for details on that. But currently, with where we are, we will be giving away Wayfarers of the South Tigris.
Ooh.
And then if we can get to some more subs, so 450, we give away King Domino. 500, we'll give away Azul. 750, we will give away Cascadia. And if we somehow manage to hit 1,000, we will give away Wingspan, which are all going to be games that will be mentioned at some point throughout these different videos. So
If they haven't been already.
Exactly. And you might have to check out the last video because I know one of them at least was mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we will get into this set of games. I suppose I can just do my first one again, since I think the comments so far in the last video, you are winning by 1 vote on favorite 10. So comment below which 10 are your favorite in this.
Michaela, the people's gamer.
Wow. So far, I can't deny it. So let us know below. But we will start with mine. It is, I believe, my first step into the Garfield games, Chem Phillips. Any guesses on which one it would be?
West Kingdom.
It is one that was 31 2 years ago, 2 years ago, and then last year it was 27. And now it is 50. So it's fallen a little bit.
Raiders?
I'm thinking Paladins.
Oh.
No. Paladins,
I don't know.
I don't think Paladins was ever on my list.
West Kingdom.
Viscounts better not have fallen that
It
much.
is Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
Wow.
It's still a really great game. We
Almost
just,
first
that was
guess.
one, I think it stayed up there
I didn't wanna say
because
it.
last year we had done or 2 years ago, I don't know, sometime we did a 10 by 10 of some games, and Viscounts was in there, and that had gotten it up quite a ways and kind of kept it up there. It was one of the games that stayed solid throughout doing the 10 plays of it throughout the year. And yeah, we just haven't played it as much recently.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still getting a little bit of a break from it because it was quite a few plays of it. But overall, I still really like the way the game plays. Sometimes there's kind of a deck building sort of thing in it, and sometimes I like to try to get very minimal and just get kind of really powerful ones over and over, or the same types of symbols.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times, just get a bigger deck of just about anything and hope that you can get your hand to be really good. But yeah, just the way the rondel works, I think it is pretty solid, and I think it feels different than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Garfield seems to, even though there's some similarities, they always feel different.
Yeah.
But
Good pick, babe. Good pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my number 50 is from not Shemmy, but another favorite publisher in our household, and that is Charterstone. So last year this was 24, and I don't think we'd played it the year before. We really just honestly haven't gone back to play it. Look at your shirt, it's perfect. We haven't gone back to play it, but I remember really just liking the mechanisms and everything about that, so it's a good time.
Yeah, I got that recharge pack. Who knows when we'll break into that. That's a good pick.
Worker placement, big meeple, little meeple.
Yep.
I have a feeling it's not going to be on his list.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good game. It's just, got a lot of good games.
Yep.
What a comment, or non-comment. My number 50 has an expansion behind one of us here. Right here, right behind Michaela's head.
Ooh.
That is Furnace. This one, just an amazing bidding mechanism where even if you don't, we're using numbered discs, and the highest number wins. But then everyone else who had a disc there gets a compensation multiplied by the number of their disc that they put there. That is just so amazing. that pretty much, that's half of the game, but definitely the best half. Usually games like this where you're building an engine, firing off the engine is the most satisfying part, but here, actually acquiring those pieces and not acquiring them, just getting the compensation, is the best part. Haven't played it very often lately in this last year, so it's fallen a bit. Actually, I don't think it was even on the list previously. I'm not sure when we originally got it, but not on there previously. But I think this will climb if I get that expansion played, and
Yeah, we have not actually played the expansion yet, so that is something that we definitely have to get to the table. But it is a very interesting game, especially if you like interesting bidding. Because at first, when you're reading the rules, I don't know, it just seems weird, funky, but it totally works.
Yeah.
So, I guess I might have missed it. Did you say what Charterstone was last year?
24.
Nice. It's a bit of a drop.
Well, we haven't played it.
That's true. But yeah, going to my 49. It has not been on my list previously.
Ooh, a brand new one.
And we're going back to Shem Phillips
oh boy.
again. But this is not a Garfield. We're not going back to Garfield games.
Crossover with Mac.
It's a
last time.
crossover with Michaela from last time, and that is Noctiluca. It's just a really fun game. It's a bit lighter than a lot of the Garfield games that Shem and I should probably say S.J. McDonald, Sam McDonald, because he's also involved in those games, so I should include him
Shem's
as well.
just fun to say.
It is fun to say, but this one I believe is just Shem, and it's a little bit lighter, so I think that's probably why he didn't publish it himself. But I guess I don't know the actual story on that, but that's what I'm
Shem,
assuming.
if you're watching, please comment down below.
Yes, I'm assuming that, but yeah, it's just kind of a simple game where you're collecting dice to complete contracts, and yeah, it's just kind of it's got that interesting like Targi / Meadow / whatever mechanism where you're like taking a line of things. I mean, it's a different take on it, but it's similar to that. So
Right.
yeah, it's a fun, fast game, and I would definitely look into it if you like a lot of Shem's designs. It's another classic one.
Nice, nice.
I think it'd get more love if it was under the Garfield umbrella. I feel like people probably don't know of it because of that. Like if you looked at it and saw it was Z-Man Games, I don't think people would know it was
stand
Shem.
out, though.
Here,
would.
but
Compared to the rest.
here we are telling the people, so you're welcome.
You're welcome.
My 49 has never been on my list, ever. And it's another Stonemaier game.
Wow.
It is Rolling Realms. We played it just a little bit. I haven't played it all that much, but it just has so much replayability, and there are just so many things and options and ways you can play this game that I just feel like it's so solid, and every time I play it, I just like it more and more. It's never like, standard gameplay, like you're always doing different realms, and we just happened to get more realms recently, so we probably have like 20 realms, and I think
Starting
I've
to lose
played
track
like
of them.
I think I played like 6 of them, 9 of them maybe. Probably we have more. So
About to get it to the table.
yeah, so I think it's nice little roll and write, and the things you can do and the patterns you can make. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great replayability. So
Yeah, it's a really good one. If you want to have people to play with, you can even, I think Jamie does bi-weekly 3 rounds of it. So if you don't have all the promos, you might not be able to play all of them, but you can probably just fill it in with some other promo, even if you just have the base game. So
yeah.
you can play along and see what your score is.
Yeah. My number 49 was 32 last year and 42 the year before that. So it kind of got better, and now it's falling back a little bit. That is Dominion.
Oh.
I thought it'd maybe be... Oh, never mind. I was going to say an Arcane Wonder or a Furnace Designer design, because
Oh, yes. We've been...
Michaela did 2 Stonemaier, I did 2 Shem, but I don't think Dominion and Furnace have the
I
same
do not
designer
think
or
so.
the same publisher.
I do not think so.
This is another one that I just haven't played that much, even though it is really approachable, really easy to play and get into. Just fast turns, satisfying turns. I have played the app a little bit, but I don't know. I just prefer it more just in person. With obviously friends is usually better than unless it is a designed solo game only. But it is the granddaddy of deck building. It's just pure deck building.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I don't think anything has topped it when it comes to just pure deck building.
Yeah. It is just pure. It's a good pick.
I would agree. And the worst part is there's so many expansions. That's kind of surprising. That isn't one we don't have, or surprising we don't have more expansions to that one because there are so many.
I think if we played it more, we would, but I think
Probably.
we've got other games that like have deck building and then something else. So I
That's
think
true.
those get to the table more often than just the pure deck
Yeah.
building.
That's true. But my next one, number 48, kind of gives me a similar not because of the deck building wise, but it gives me a similar vibe to Dominion when I look at the cover.
Okay.
And I think this is one that me and Pepper thought Michaela was talking about in the last list,
Oh boy.
where we were talking about colorful pieces, but the rest is gray.
Oh.
Is what I thought you were talking about, and it was Ethnos.
Oh.
This one was my
Okay.
number 40 2 years ago, number 44 last year, and now it's 48. So it is
Oh, boy.
slowly dropping by 4 spots every year. But it's kind of staying steady because
Luckily, we're adding 10 every year.
we're adding we're adding 10. But yeah, we're adding new games to the collection, so it's kind of like it's almost not moving almost in a way. So it's kind of just staying steady in my eyes, and yeah, it's just a really solid card game where you're just getting sets of the same color or of the same type, and then claiming area control in various places. But it's very, it's not like most area control games where it kind of feels really cutthroaty. This one I wouldn't say feels that way.
No.
But and it's really really quick, so I think that helps as well. They recently came out with a new version, Arceus Society, and I don't know. Haven't played it, but I was a little more hopeful when I heard there was going to be a new Ethnos game reprint sort of thing. So, might have to try it out, but I don't know. I wasn't immediately sold. So let us know in the comments below if you've played both. Let me know if you think that one's better, and then I will be more likely to try it.
I like our copy. All right, my 48 was 37 the first year we did this, and then it was 47 last year. So it's dropped one
Wow.
big drop, and that is Bunny Kingdom. It's just a solid game. We played a lot, but I feel like for me it's the same game a lot of the times. I always have the same strategy, and I try and do something else. I feel like the expansion was fun, but the coins, I feel like, also added like another aspect to it that is good or bad, depending on if you can get those coins. It is still really fun to play, and I love taking it out, and the drafting is always great, and just trying to connect your bunnies and stuff. So it is a solid game. I think I have other games that I just like more. So, sorry, Pepper.
Well, the good thing, Pepper, is I think that is going to be one of maybe the only three-way crossovers. We'll find out.
That's true.
I'm assuming.
We've got a few.
if it dropped off your list, then oh
You
boy,
can't
it
ever
might be on
mad
the
at
coal
us
pile.
again.
Might be on the coal pile then, but no, it's a great game. It's just like you said. Last few times I've played it, it started to feel a little bit more samey, but it's definitely not one that I'm like, oh, I never want to play again. So
Yeah.
You'll hear more about it in a long time.
Spoiler.
Very far. down
wait for the
line.
top 10.
My number 48 is a game that's it was never on the list before.
Oh.
But it's one that I feel like we have all kind of overlooked. I know Zach and I have both kind of acknowledged that, hey, this is actually pretty solid. And that is Sonora. The flick and write game, which could just be a gimmick that doesn't really work or isn't very interesting, but I think it works perfectly in this. Because, you're just flicking discs that are valued, and that also multiplies wherever it ends up on the board, and you kind of bump others, and there's really good little spots that you can maybe go for on the board, which once you hit those, that's amazing, but you don't want to do that too early because others will knock you out of those spaces, and you're also a bit of a backboard for them as well, so it's really encouraging. And then it's really satisfying. I do prefer 3 of the sections of the player mat over the one in the top left.
The iguana.
Yeah, don't use that one very often, and I probably do the same thing in the rest every time, but it's satisfying for me every time, so I've always enjoyed my plays of this and hope to continue to.
Nice.
Yeah, I wonder where that. I feel like we're gonna do a top 10 Bourbon Right game video at some point, and that one will probably definitely be in my top 10. I don't know where it'll end up, but yeah, it did not make my list, but it is a solid game. It'll probably be in my top 70 or 80, I would guess. So I do like it quite a bit.
Yep.
Do you like it or no?
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
I don't know that it would make my top 10 Bourbon Rights. It might squeak in there. It's good. It's something different, but I'm just not very good at it. Not very good at it.
That's fair. And then we go to another one that has never bin on my list.
Your favorite number.
And that is, yes, it is my favorite number, 47. And this one is new to the collection. I think it must have either came right after we filmed last year,
Oh.
or maybe we had, I don't remember. But this was the one Michaela was talking about when she said gray and then colorful
Nice.
pieces.
No, I forget what that was.
I know what it was.
Resurgence!
Oh, yes.
Yes, this is Stan Kordowski's company, and we'll see. Maybe next year his newest game or his company's newest game will make the list. It is, now I'm blanking. You remember what it's called? Nova Roma.
Yeah.
We'll see. That one's
I'm
supposed
glad
to
you
deliver
thought of it.
here
I
in the
had no
next month
clue.
or two. It's supposed to deliver in the next month or two, so I'm excited about that. Seems like a quick turnaround, so I'm hopeful that one will be just as good as Resurgence. This one has probably replaced Orleans for me. Kind of a bag builder game. It's got some interesting aspects to it, and he recently won the Dice Tower Award for Strategy Game Standard for Endless Winter, and this is the game that he should have. He can win it, but he should have won it with this game instead, in my opinion. It is a really solid game, and I don't know how readily available it is. So I think you'd have to go to their website to find it.
Yeah.
But it is a solid one. I definitely recommend checking it out at least if you
It
like bag building games with some worker placement and track aspects.
I agree. Solid. Oh, I'm up. It's me, Michaela. My number 47 is brand new to me. I think this year even. So she's jumping on the list and she's coming for the rest of the games. But so far, I think I've only played a couple of variations of it. You have different options that you can do with it, and it's very hot. Everybody loves this game, and that is Cascadia.
What everybody's saying.
Yeah. So
Cascadia. Yeah.
So Cascadia is my 47. I feel like it's just really solid. There's a lot of replayability. I probably haven't explored it as much, so we'll see, if it is hotness or if it goes up or down, But I just really enjoy trying to get, the biggest land, piece that you can together while also getting your animals in place and everything like that. So I just think it's a really solid game, and the pine cones, the artwork, it's all really good. So.
Yeah, that is a solid one, and I bet you can't wait for the expansion.
Maybe I can.
With the mention of that, I will say my list this year may have added some Spiel des Jahres winners.
Oh.
Ooh, look forward to that. My 47 has also never been on the list. I think that's the first 3, never been on the list. Actually, Dominion was on the list. But this is Viticulture, the biggest roller coaster of a game for me. I liked it initially, but we played it wrong, and that did hurt it tremendously. So it wasn't in my top rankings.
What did we do wrong initially?
For making the wine into the cellar, we pretty much were paying twice the cost.
For the special ones.
Yes, yeah. So then once I learned that we played that wrong, I was like, oh, this is actually going to be a lot better. Played it again, loved it, and I thought it was on my first list because of that. But I checked and I did not see it on the list. I guess that must have been in some period where we did not rank it. And then I had a terrible solo experience where I got like 3 points, could only draw white grapes, and then it started falling down again. We got the expansion, but it was already on the downward spiral, but I've calmed down a bit, and I can respect the game. We had a nice play of Viticulture World, which I enjoyed that cooperative. Somehow cooperative viticulture works, and it's on the list for the first time.
We still need to keep playing through that.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back.
It's back. Back, baby. And yeah, so then we're to my number
Good pick,
46. And this one, I guess this wasn't a new Spiel des Jahres winner, but I think it did win. You may have to correct me. I may be wrong on this. I think it did. It was not on my list 2 years ago, which kind of surprises me because I would have thought it would have been more likely to be 2 years ago than last year, but last year was on my list at 45.
Dizzy.
It is another game where you are putting areas together, like Cascadia.
Oh my goodness.
King Domino / King Domino Origins, kind of that whole series is just...
A game we're giving away at 450 followers.
Yes, so comment below to get entered in on that. But yeah, this is just
Plug.
a solid game that it's one of those that we got relatively early on, and it's just one that I still love to bring out every now and then, and it still plays really well. And then the King Domino Origins now has added a few things that I don't feel like they add too much, but you may feel differently. I don't know if King Domino will be on your list, but maybe King Domino Origins would not make your list. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is a... Is it my first Bruno game? It might be. I don't remember. No. I had Conspiracy. Never mind.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a solid game. It'll probably show up again later, I would assume.
Looks pretty confident.
If not, you guys can comment on it if you have any words to say.
My 46 was 33-32 last year and 35 the year before. So kind of moved up a little bit, but I think that's probably
Wait,
just because we...
What number did you say it was last year?
32-33.
Fox in the Forest.
Oh.
I did. I pulled a Jesse and
That's why I was confused. I'm like, you said two numbers.
I know. That's because I randomly forgot
Pulled a
one
Jesse.
game somewhere there. And now I'm pulling a Jesse and I'm grouping two games together. But these two are actually related, Jesse. See how that's done? See how that... No.
Well,
So-
we'll have to see if he keeps it going, because I had two games that were related, too.
Okay. So Fox in the Forest is a great trick-taking game. Fox in the Forest Duet is a cooperative trick-taking game. They're both just so solid for trick-taking. One of our favorite quick ones to pull out for a filler. It's so solid. I like it so much. I think really just... Like I said in the last video, I did this using Pub Meeple this year, and so it kind of really threw some things around. So it did like drop like 10, but I think it also just probably I have newer games and hotter games and stuff, and I have a feeling it'll probably go back down once we strain out some of the hotness here after a while. But
Bring it out.
It's a
Bring in
good
the
game.
hot noodles.
Well, I'm like, there's so many games on my original list that aren't even on this current list, so that's what happens. You just lose some sometimes. I don't think it'll ever leave. It's just
You never
where it
know
goes.
the last time a game's going to be on your list.
Never know.
Sad day.
Sad.
No, good pick.
I guess I could make this two games. My 46
Wasn't a challenge.
is Blitzkrieg, and its sequel that I have not played, Caesar. This is...
Okay.
I have to keep with the group. This is just an amazing two-player, multiple tugs of war going on at the same time on all these different arenas. Bag drawing of tokens, bag building a little bit. You can add special ones in there, and whenever they come out, it's always so impactful. I drew Godzilla to win the game once. There's a Godzilla promo in ours, and I don't know, I just love this. It's so clear, the symbology on the board. You always know what there is. And multiple ways to win as well, because you can drain your opponent's hand. So if they don't have anything to draw at the start of the turn, they lose that way as well. I think it's just a really clever tug-of-war game.
That's a great pick.
And great looking, too. Not many people say they like it. A lot of negativity towards it, too, for its look. I like the look.
I think it looks
I
fine.
think it looks good.
Yeah, I think it definitely works for that game, and I like the box size they used. Didn't go too big. They could have just filled it full of negative space, but they chose not to. So yeah, that's another appearance by Paolo More, who also did Ethnos.
Nice.
But yes, good pick. Then we get to my 45, which is dropping like a rock. It was 2 years ago. It was number 6.
Oh.
And a year ago it was 29.
Slaps.
Ooh,
And now
boy.
it's 45. I guess I didn't actually look to see which game has dropped the most, but this may be in contention. No, never. Viscounts had already dropped more than that. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
well, wait a minute. Even Bunny Kingdom had dropped more.
Oh, my
Bunny
God.
Kingdom's probably the biggest drop from the look of it. But, yeah, so this one is one that I think it's dropping just because I don't get to play it. No one else really seems to like it as much as I do. It is a tile placement game, drafting, rondel,
Oh. Oh.
Glenmore 2. This is one that haven't been able to try all the modules. The modules that we have tried have been good. They kind of add some interesting things to it. But yeah, I can see how this one might feel. I can see it being similar to like a Bunny Kingdom, where if you play it kind of a bunch of times, it might start feeling like samey a little bit. And we've mostly played it at 2 players, and I wonder if some of the scoring. The way the scoring's done is it depends how far you are away from the other players in certain categories. I wonder if we played with more players, if it'd be more interesting. But I'm not 100% sure if it would be. But yeah, I just really like how it works. Is you're laying down tiles and triggering everything around it, assuming you have a meeple there. I think you need the meeple there to lay the tile next to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, just the way that works is really cool. I don't know. I can't think of any other games that really use something like that. I'm sure there are some. But, yeah, I just really like the resource production in that one and building it up on your tiles and being able to use those and try to turn them into points.
Yeah,
And I like Rondel.
The whole tile part of the rondel and the tile placement, activation, I adore all of that. Just that whole sideboard of extra things you can go and get. It's a little overwhelming to really know what you want to do, as well as the scoring. Can work and can be really nice, but it's also had a couple times where it's fallen flat for me.
I think the
Some of the-
rondel and stuff is great. I think it's just the scoring that holds me back from really liking it, just because it's so hard to tell where you're gonna be. I feel like, but
Yeah, the end around scoring is probably the piece that is the weakest, I would say. It's just sometimes not as interesting, especially if you get ahead by enough because you kind of score each category. So if you get ahead in a category or a couple categories, you just kind of know that you're going to continue winning it, which isn't as interesting, but yeah, everything else is really, really great.
yep, I agree. All right, I have a crossover with, not on the number, but within this top 10, with one of you, because I can't cross over myself.
Me.
It
me.
is Dominion. Ka-chow, with Jesse. So it was 34 for me last year and 42 the year before, so it's back up to 45. And I think that's really just because so many other games that we have now in our collection. But I'd echo everything you said already. It's just so solid. It's just great to play. It's purely deck building. It's so much fun to get through. I love it. It's a good grade.
Good pick.
I think he's going to make this a 3-way crossover.
Ooh.
It's a good pick.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's just
boy.
pure deck building.
This is 45.
What is the ABCs of it again? Action by
I forget.
Cleanup?
Cleanup, yep. My 45, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My 45 was not on the list, didn't have it the first year, then it was 27. making
Oh,
a
boy.
grand debut, and I don't know if we played it since, so it has fallen to 45. Hidden movement game, Sniper Elite, the board game. I think it's just lack of plays because every play I've had, whether the hunters or the sniper, have just been phenomenal and entertaining. It's immersive as well. I love the board and the artwork. I think we played 2 maps and they both felt interesting and different enough to justify their existence. I'm looking forward to trying some of the different abilities with the bad guys and good guys. Sniper abilities, I don't think we use those. Great production as well. Got the upgrades with the poker chips. Just a great hidden movement game. I highly recommend it if you're looking for one. Have
It's a
you
good
played
pick.
it? Oh, you gotta play it.
I don't like hidden movement games.
Well, you don't have to be the person doing it.
I don't like doing the hunting either.
You can watch us play.
I know someone that likes it. It might, on our 30-hour marathon,
Yeah.
that you might have to put that on the Excel document, because I think I know someone who will definitely want to play it.
My brother.
Oh boy.
And maybe I'll play it as well. It is a good game, and have not played it in a little while, but Michaela does not like them, so...
Wow, it's all my fault.
Well, it's not all your fault, but... yeah. If you don't like it, I mean, then you do what you did with Mind Management.
You cheat to
And you
win.
take extra turns, so you're like, this is over. I'm not
Finish it
spending
in 2 moves.
1 minute longer than I need to.
I was also cold. I was sick with a cold, so
That's
let's give me a break.
That's fair. But then we'll get to my 44, which is another Bruno game.
Ooh, boy.
The worst part is some of these might be with other designers, so then I feel bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bruno and friends.
Bruno and friends. That's all his co-designers are friends. But this one,
If we feel so bad, write them down next time.
I should write them down. This one has not been on my list before.
Oh boy, and it's a Bruno. Like I know.
I'm
what
surprised that
would
it wasn't. I think it probably would have been laid on a list before, but now I think it's just some recent plays of it. I have gotten it up there. It's a 2-player only game.
be. Oh, nice. I know this
Oh.
one.
7 Wonders Duel.
That's not what I thought it was.
Yeah, this is one
She's
that
so confident.
I was so confident.
I know what you thought it was.
Yeah.
And that
Is
is
that a
not.
Bruno
that-
game?
It is, but that did,
Oh,
not,
okay.
that did not make my list.
I was in the ballpark.
But yeah, so this one I really love that it's got kind of the multiple avenues to victory. That just always keeps it interesting. Like sometimes you can tell, like, I'm probably doing the best for points, but then someone sneaky like Michaela ends up winning via science victory or something, and I do my best to block it, and then the card that's revealed is another way for her to win, and it's like,
You got so lucky last time because you were taking both the science ones, and then I couldn't get my hands on the armory ones. So then you were like beating me in both those, and I was just clawing my way through it. It was bad. It's bad.
yeah, it can happen sometimes. Sometimes the cards just don't.
But
line
I
up
beat
well.
him every time before that for 3
You-
plays, I think.
Probably more than that. It seems like I don't typically win this game, but I
Yeah.
do really like it.
I
And
just learned it in like 2021 or 22, I think.
But yeah, the drafting of the cards really works.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
Mm.
really
Chef
interesting.
kiss. It's a beautiful game.
So it's a great game if you haven't played it. I think everyone
kiss.
at this table would probably argue that it's better than 7 Wonders.
Yep.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. All right, my 44 wasn't on my list originally because I think we didn't have it, and it was 23 last year, so it did fall quite a bit, and that's probably because we don't get to play it very much. But I love the pieces and the cardboard and stuff. The production's pretty good. I do tend to just play the same game every time though, so I've kind of fallen into that trap. I should probably push myself, but I truly am just afraid of the transponder things in this game. And that is Pulsar 2849. So love me a good space-themed game.
Vladimir Suchi.
Vladimir, Mr. Suchi and I. So it's so solid. I have so much fun with it. We don't get it to the table very much, which makes me sad. We did when it originally came out. It has the coolest little spaceships. I just love the stacking of like where you're at, you know, and how you take your dice and stuff. But I feel like the big thing is really just to zoom around all those planets and get out there. So you end up kind of doing the same things, but it's a solid game, and I really do love it.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed my couple plays. Not on my list. Haven't played it enough, but for being as scared as I was going into that, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
44. It's a crossover on this list.
It's not with me, that's for sure.
And it's a Bruno.
I don't have.
But which Bruno?
King Domino.
King Domino, the giveaway game.
Oh boy.
Everything you said. I guess I could have put Origins in here. I didn't. I haven't played that. I think just once I played it. It does have really great bits added as well.
The best,
some
the
of the
best
best-
wooden bits in any board game.
He claims that.
I will claim it every day. They are the best of the best.
This is 43.
Even though they never claim that themselves.
This is 43 the first year. 22 and now 44. I don't know what was going on there. I think some nostalgia hit in the second year. And now reality hit, and it's like, okay, it's not that. But it is just an amazing
She'll
game.
be like 2.
Very approachable game. I mean, anyone, this could be a grandma game. I mean, everyone knows dominoes and how they work, and it's just like, here, try to make a group of the biggest of the size of the type that you can, and try to get crowns in there. You know how to play the game. It's just the Katala Kiss.
It's a great game.
It's a good game.
Good. No, she's not even going to make it on our list. Ooh, and we get to number 43, which was not on my list 2 years ago, but was number 26 on my list last year. So it's fallen a little bit. But yeah, that's is another one that I've played a couple times, but not much. I don't know why it dropped. It's still an amazing game, and I love it. And you can tell I love it because I got a game that reminds me of it recently, and we will play that one as well.
I don't
The
know.
game we got was Freelancers because the game that I really like is Forgotten Waters. It's a kind of story-driven game with an app on it and voice acting, I guess you could say. It's so simple, and it's got like different checks that you're doing with dice and stuff, and yeah, it just works really, really well. There's a timer on it, so there's no like AP. It's already a long game, and without like the timer forcing you to, it's just like different
Make a choice.
actions that have like a one-word thing on them. You have to choose which one you want to go to, and then there's some that are required that someone goes to. But yeah, with the forced doing that versus reading off all the options and then picking, keeps the game at probably half the time it would otherwise take.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that, and every story has been great. It's just a matter of there's not that many stories. I guess I haven't really looked at like if there is content out there that other people have put together. I'm not 100% sure, but we now have Freelancers, which I'm hoping will be similar. I don't know if it's the same designers, but it's the same company, so I'm hoping it feels at least somewhat similar. Doesn't have to be the exact same game, but
Yeah.
and then they've also got a little bit of a I was gonna say Wordle. That's not it.
Mad Libs.
Mad Lib thing, which is just a fun little extra thing that definitely it does feel like it works. So it may be a little added on, but it works. It makes it even funner.
Okay.
But yeah, they got some funny stuff in there. So
Nice.
good
pick.
stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good
Good
stuff.
soup.
My 43 was 20 our first year, and last year it was also 43. So didn't go down, didn't go up, stayed strong where it was. And that is Quacks of Quedlinburg, which is this really fun bag drawing game to make your potion. And we got the expansions now too, so we have those pieces to add into it, which have changed up the game a little bit. Not significantly, they're expansions, but I wouldn't say they are intrusive, which are my favorite kind of expansions. They just kind of add to what you're doing. So it's really fun. You're just pulling out little tokens for your ingredients and trying to make a potion without exploding your bag. And so Just really solid bag drawing game.
That is a good pick. You may see it a little later on some lists, possibly.
Yes.
But yeah, you do need the upgraded chips, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yes.
I think that adds
You can't have a cardboard.
probably 2 points to the game.
Yeah. Maybe 3.
Possibly 3, Pepper says.
Maybe
The
5.
whole rating.
Put
is
that on
based
your thing, Board Game Geek. This adds two rankings, ratings to the list. Not 3. Possibly. Pepper. From Not Traverse Tabletop.
My 43 is can be played with just a deck of cards. This is cribbage.
Garbage.
This base cribbage wouldn't get played nearly enough to make it on this list, although it was on the list before at 27, 31, now 43. But somewhere along the line, I discovered a solo variant for cribbage, which I mentioned last year. And a comment asked for the rules of that, and I did not get around to that, but I will get around to it this time.
Jesse, how could you do the people dirty like this?
I don't know. It's
Pepper,
one of
to
our
stay
most
true to
loyal
your-
fans, too.
To stay true to your word, you've got to get it out before the top 10 comes out.
Before the end of the series, yes. Solo cribbage rules to you.
Maybe a playthrough.
Yes, playthrough. Multiple
Is it not
playthroughs. I have
on-
it planned.
is
There's
it
going to be
not
3
online?
playthroughs. With
3 playthroughs!
Well, 3 different ways to play.
Oh.
Did you make these up or is it on?
I downloaded a random app
He's got it written
just
on the
of
back.
card
of the
games because I was
Uh-huh.
bored. Solo card games. And that was one of them.
Huh.
And that's the only one that's stuck with me the entire time.
Nice.
And I love it. You just have to shuffle the deck once. That's the biggest problem with cribbage is you have to shuffle after every hand, which I usually just get all the decks of cards in the house and shuffle them all
First.
and then just go through the game, usually having to shuffle halfway through. But it's just perfect. It's chef's kiss for solo cribbage.
Whoever invented that one.
If
You
we-
guys
if
will have
some-
to be
if
the judge of
somehow
that.
Whoever came up with that variant is watching right now. Thank you.
Oh boy. Well, that's going to be tough to follow. But my number 42 was not on my list 2 years ago, and it was 37 last year. So it's dropped a little bit, but not too much. Which is surprising because I don't know if we've played it since last year. We're staying on the high seas, though, with this game.
Oh my gosh!
It is Endeavor Age of
Oh.
Sail. This one
I thought it was gonna be another Paulo Mori game.
Mm-mm.
Maybe
is
that.
not going to make it. Oh, no. Sadly. That was another one in my top 70, 80.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so Endeavor, it's a huge box, which makes it look very intimidating. And there's a few things about the setup that take a little bit of extra time, but the way the game plays is much more simple and quick than it initially looks, because you've got like all these tracks and all this other stuff. And it's like, oh gosh, what is all this? Once you know what the symbology means, you can just pretty much trigger a certain amount of actions, and the actions are based on the tiles you've been drafting all game. Which you draft one every round, and yeah, it's just there's a simplicity to it, but it's still so much fun. And this is one that I wish we played a little bit more, probably even more than Glenmore 2. This is one that I wish we got to the table more often. But I think it's probably you unlock a little bit more of the areas if you're playing at a higher player count.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's where that.
Yeah.
Because I've thought about it a couple times playing 2-player, but
Yeah.
then I'm always like, really play this like at 3 or 4 as that person.
Well, the
or
hard
whatever.
part is that you get so blocked up when you play at a higher player count, but then your opportunity for those unlocked areas is better too. So it's like this double-edged sword where it's like
Right.
you can't move anywhere because someone's ahead of you because you only have one line that you can go on, but at the same time, then you can try and grab those areas. So
And there's like this. I don't even remember what the expansion pieces even are, but there's like this thing we haven't even explored yet. What are they
we
called?
have an expansion for it.
Well, it's not really an expansion, but it's like extra content. I don't
Oh.
remember what they're called. They're like extra pieces of cardboard that have like extra rules on them and stuff. It's called something. I don't remember. Pepper, you've got to edit that in there. What they're called. You know what I'm talking about.
Right here.
You know what I'm talking about. But
Nice.
yeah, I maybe like to try those at some point. I don't know if those will add to the experience or not.
All right, my number 42 was 13 last year, and the year before that it was 7. So she's fallen quite a bit. But I literally don't think we played this game probably since last year, maybe, or before that. I'm not sure. It's a great card.
Is it a wonderful card game?
No.
Okay.
My gosh, no.
What?
Never.
What did you think I was insinuating?
Slanderous. It's a card game with 2 eras in it, and so you're kind of drawing up some cards in the first era, doing some things, and then you get another era where you do some things before the end of the round. And so that is Hadara. And that's just really solid. It's fun to draft the cards, and I love the mechanism of like when you get cards, it subtracts from the price of future cards. That's always a solid mechanism for me. It just has kind of gotten to where like you know that you need to push like food, you need to push, red or blue or whatever those things are, and so the metals and all of that, I feel like I wouldn't say it's like hacked by any means, but I definitely know how to play it, I feel like now, and so I think it's stood the test of time. It's really good. I think there are just other games that are newer, hotter, whatever. So this one maybe suffered a little bit this year for that, but it's thanks to Pub Meeple probably.
Thanks, Pub Meeple, knocking it down.
Probably
It's a
the
good
only
one.
one at this table who likes Hadara.
I do like it, but it's one of those that I think my expectations were too high going into it. I was thinking it was going to be, I think I've said before, what Nidavellir ended up being for me.
Oh.
I don't know, or similar to that. Not necessarily specifically Nidavellir, but feeling like that. I thought the chaining it or of getting cheaper cards and stuff would feel differently than it did. So
Yeah.
that's what. It's not that I don't like it. It's that I went in with too high of expectations.
Yeah.
Which
And it can be
unfortunately
frustrating
wasn't.
too if you can't get the card, like a card.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
just
that's a
sets
good
it all
pick.
back.
It's a good pick. That one you might have to see if anyone wants to play in the 30-hour gaming marathon as well.
What, like while you're busy with a different game, or
Yeah.
well, I guess part of your
Well, I'm not gonna
fix.
play like a bunch of 7, 8
Well,
player
I figured
games.
you were gonna play whatever you wanted to play.
Right. So what happens when I'm playing the solo games?
Yeah, sure.
Zach is playing solo, everyone else playing party games.
And also read or something.
Everyone else will be
Sleep.
playing Hadara.
My 42, another game, a classic game, Cribbage is classic, and so is Yahtzee. Yahtzee was 28 the first year, and I couldn't find it on the list last year. I must have missed it, because I feel like
this guy hates Yahtzee.
I feel like Yahtzee has always been on my list.
Oh, he just
I'm
hates
sure
it.
you all would say that too. But
It's 28 on your first list.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that he liked it then.
now, 42, and this is Yahtzee, plus the Yams version of it that is available on Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
I really love that one, although it does remove the bonus Yahtzee 100-point bonus. If it included that, then Yams would be the ultimate version of Yahtzee. But I go back and forth as it is. And it's just the original roll and write game. Just try to beat your own score. I mean, it's just another pure, simple game. Probably my most played game. I was number 1 in the world on Board Game Arena
Nationally ranked.
for like 10 minutes before I lost some games and shot down to out of the top
You
1,000.
should have just stopped.
I should have, but I was on a streak. I had won like 20 straight games. You can't stop that.
I didn't know you had gotten that good.
You don't.
That's right.
Can't leave when you're on a
Skill.
heater.
Too bad there weren't money on it.
That's a good pick. It is probably one of my most played on Board Game Arena as well. Then we get to the last one of this 10 for me, number 41. It was number 44 2 years ago, and then it was number 21 last year. So it's kind of doing the pepper roller coaster on me.
The way.
And this one, someone is going to be a little more disappointed than the other. It will show up on a list later for
I like
sure.
how there's always someone disappointed.
Someone.
But this is still good. This is still a good ranking. You have to remember. I really love all these games, Mac.
Is this the part where I get angry?
It is a flip and write game where you're making a little map, drawing it out. Cartographers. Which, the only way to play it is by using colored pencils. There, I said it. Everyone was thinking it.
Well, that's why they're selling colored pencils now.
Exactly. No, I can't believe they did not originally sell colored pencils with it because I would argue most people are probably
It's way
like
easier
me,
to just color in
not great artists.
the color than it is
Red.
to like try and do a little like
Yeah.
tree on every block.
But also, I suppose you could. Then you run into the thing of you start coloring a shape, and then you're like, I don't
Yeah.
want it there,
Yep.
and then you're in trouble.
You are in trouble.
Although I don't ever do that.
They need dual
So-
layered boards or with slots and little plastic pieces.
Now, just waiting for the
Place in
ultimate
there.
colossal edition of
Yeah.
cartographers, where
Take
yeah,
up a whole
the
Calyx
little,
shelf.
little foundation of
Then we
Rome
can get a
type
new
chips.
shelf.
It'll be a $200 version of cartographers where you got the little pieces.
I think I've earned that.
If someone wants to
Yeah.
make a custom one, send it to Mac.
We
There
might
you
be
go.
willing to get it. But yeah, it's a great game. You'll hear about it later.
Will
And
mend your
yeah,
broken heart.
I think we have all the extra packs and stuff. At some point, we're gonna do some content on those. It's just a matter of
When?
finding the time.
How?
But
Who?
yeah, that I really like it, even though it's 41, makes it seem bad.
It's in your top 50.
That's true.
Just gonna not cry right now. All right, my number 41 is a Bruno game. It's new to my list. It was not on the list before that.
5 tribes.
Oh boy.
No.
You're
Well,
coming
okay.
around.
It's a great two-player only game.
Okay.
I think it's Bruno. I could be wrong. It's what I thought you were going to say earlier.
Okay, because it's behind you.
It's Splendor Duel.
There we go.
The Splendor Killer.
Part of the hype.
Splendor has never been on my list, but Splendor Duel is magnifique. I love it. It's so great. I love how you go and get the gems and stuff. It's so different than Splendor, where you're just picking up whatever you want. You have to pick up in a certain way. It gets refilled in a certain way, and it's still like the main Splendor, where you're like trying to buy cards. And again, I love it's like you've got 2 red cards that decreases, the price of the next red card that you get. And it has a couple of ways you can win, which I don't know how many. Is there just one way to win in Splendor? The original? Yeah, but there's 3 ways to win in Splendor Duel. So I just think it's really solid. It's a great 2-player game, which we play a lot of, and I like it a lot. It's hotness right now, so we'll see where it's at. But
Oh, that gets me really excited. I have not played this yet. Somehow I have not played this yet. I've been here for like 3 days.
come on, Jesse.
But the fact that you like it, I was wondering that. When you said Seven Wonders Duel, I'm like, I wonder if Splendor's going to be on there, especially Mac's list, because I know that she likes Seven Wonders Duel
Yeah.
quite a bit, and we probably have... It's good to hear that it's pretty much the same thing, this to Splendor, as that was the Seven Wonders. I'm very excited.
I think
I
so.
want to play it tonight.
Wow.
You take the dog for a walk, Zach, and we'll play it.
We'll see you later.
I like how you have 2 back-to-back games where you're getting discounts on your cards.
Yeah. Turns out I have themes. Cards, discounts.
She
On
likes a
cards.
good discount.
I am the card shark queen in this household.
That's true. So finish us off, Pepper. What do you got?
Brand
This
new.
is your last chance to make an impression to get them voting for you as their favorite
That's right.
10.
Brand new to the list. Brand new game
Now I just changed
this
his.
year.
He just
Yes.
changed it. What'd you change it to Heat? Trying to get the audience approval. We haven't even played it.
Dune Imperium Uprising.
Turing machine.
This is a Phil Walker Harding game, the first one on the list. Another designer that should be shouted out, because he is great. Makes great designs. Archaeology, the New Expedition. You don't know what it is, because I've had it with me in Florida. It's a small set collection card game, and pretty much there's a market of cards, you're drawing cards, and they have different values. It's kind of like Bonanza. For their scoring, they need a certain set, and you get a certain amount of points when you cash them in, depending on how many you have. But I really love the trading, which is just totally free. If this card is worth 3, you can take it into the market, get a 2 and a 1, get 3 1s, just total free points of purchase. Just love that mechanism. You can just really manipulate. There get so many cards out there. Sandstorms show up, take cards out of your hand, but you have a tent that you have to strategically use when you want to hide from the sandstorm. I have used 2 tents before.
This is Dune.
This is Dune. It's secretly a Dune universe game. But yeah, Phil Walker Harding knows how to make a filler game, and filler is not
Filler
negative. Filler Walker Harding. Yes, that should be his name. But another great one in the line of Sushi Go Party.
Did you bring it with you?
Yep, it's in that drawer right there. We'll play that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on it.
I am excited for this one.
That actually wasn't on the list until today, so I had to throw it on here because I must have missed it, and now I have to figure some way to make space in future lists, which I think I can do.
Wow.
This wouldn't be a top 50 or 60 without Jesse
Manipulate.
rearranging his list halfway through.
Yes. So yeah, we just had to wait till he combines 2 games that make no sense again.
He's already done that.
Go check
Can't
out our
get
previous
worse than
video
that.
for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is our 50 through 41s. Like I said, let us know in the comments which ones you like the most or what your 50 through 41 games are. We'd love to hear it. But yeah, otherwise check out our giveaway video and subscribe if you like the content. It'll
It's
get
free.
get us closer to more giveaways of games.
Yeah.
Of the games we think are really great. So yeah, anything else? Nothing else from you folks? Well, we hope to see you on the next one, and as always, don't forget to
Keep on nibbling.
on our content.